Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to discuss the top 10 abstract classes and interfaces interview questions asked in a lot of companies. Before we actually jump onto the video, if you are new to my channel, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And let's go to the first question. So here we have to, so an interviewer can easily ask you, like, can abstract classes have constructors in Java? And that's a pretty common question. So if you guys are not aware, then yes, we can have constructors. We cannot create an instance of an abstract class, that's prohibited. A constructor can only be called during constructor chaining, that is when you create an instance of the concrete implementation class. So what do we mean by this? Let's take an example. So here if you see, we have a class, abstract class parent, we have a constructor parent, and here we have printed out so that we can signify that this is being called from parent. We have our child class which is implementing parent class. Here we have our child constructor, and so just like that we are printing here child constructor called. And then we have our main class where we are having an object of child. So here if you see, there is a constructor chaining. So when we call child constructor, the first line of this constructor is going to be super. So super is calling parent class constructor, and that is what we call as constructor chaining. So the order would be, before actually it tries to call this or print this line, it is going to call our parents constructor, it will print parent constructor called, and then it will come back to this line and print this one, and that's the order. So we can have constructors and it can be called using constructor chaining, right? Now another question will arise, what is the purpose of a constructor if you cannot instantiate abstract class? As you have seen here the purpose of the constructor is to create an object, right? What is the purpose if you cannot create an object of abstract class? Why should we have constructor? So the answer would be really simple. It is used to initialize common variables which are declared inside an abstract class, right? So let's take an example again. Here we have a variable int data. So again we have our constructor, this time we have this one as parameterized. So this one is being used to initialize the data variable of class parent, right? And then we have this method getData which is being overridden by our child class, and this is returning the data back. And that is the very purpose of having a constructor in an abstract class. I hope this was clear. Now if you don't provide any constructor, the compiler will add a default no argument constructor. Without that, your subclass will not compile, because the first statement in any constructor implicitly calls super, like I said before, right? Now let's jump to the second question. Can abstract classes implement interface in Java? Do they require to implement all methods if they can implement interfaces? So answer would be yes and no. Yes to the first question, meaning yes, an abstract class can implement interface in Java, but no, they don't require to implement all methods of interfaces. Let's see. So yeah, here I have just explained that, but the explanation why they don't have to implement all the methods inside interface, answer is that they are abstract. They don't need to implement all methods, but it's good practice to provide an abstract base class along with an interface to declare type. Now one more thing I would like to add is, if you see here, they are abstract, meaning that they are incomplete, and that is why they don't have to implement all methods, because it is assumed that they are going to be incomplete, so they don't have to implement all methods. Now the third question, can an abstract class be final in Java? So answer is no. Why? Making it final will stop the abstract classes from being extended, which is the only way to use an abstract class. Abstract class is incomplete. If we declare it final, how would we implement the left out functionality? So if you see the definition in Google, it says not having a physical or concrete existence, right? So let's take an example here. I have mentioned a keyword here along with our abstract so that I can make this class final. When I'm extending this class, I'm getting two error here. First is that illegal combination of modifiers. We cannot use abstract and final together, as you can see here. Second is, if the class is final, how it can be extended? It cannot be inherited. That is the very purpose of final. So final and abstract are actually opposite of each other. Abstract allows extension, final does not allow extension. I hope this was clear. Now, can abstract classes have static methods in Java? Yes. Why? It won't be considered method overriding, but method hiding. This happens to all the static methods defined in the parent class. It's like a loophole. Conventionally, it should not be there, right? But it's allowed. It won't generate any kind of error. So why we not call it method overriding? Because static methods belong to the class, not the object. And static methods are resolved during compile time. So when we say overriding, that means dynamic bonding, right? It's not static, rather dynamic. Sometimes we call it dynamic polymorphism too. So that is the very same purpose. If you create two static classes, one in parent class, another in child class, they are being treated as their own. Even if the signature of both the methods are same, even then it would be treated like this method belongs to child class and this one to this method to this, right? This won't be considered as overriding, but it's allowed. As you can see, I'm trying to print c.print from class and p.print from class. Both are being printed. One point I would like to add here is, when we talk about static methods, you don't have to create an object, right? You can directly do c dot, that is what we are doing. You can't call an static method using the reference of your class, okay? Because static methods belong to the class, not to the object. Now, can you create an instance of an abstract class? I think we have discussed this. Answer would be no. You cannot create instances of abstract classes in Java as they are incomplete. By making a class abstract, we have already told the compiler that this class is going to be incomplete and it should never be instantiated, right? Java compiler is always going to throw an error when a code tries to instantiate an abstract class. If you see here, I tried to create an abstract class. I extended this one, and what I did is I tried to create an object of class parent. So the correct statement should be parent p equals to new child, right? So here I'm getting an error saying parent is abstract and cannot be instantiated. Is it necessary for an abstract class to have an abstract method? Answer would be no. Why? The definition of an abstract class is a class that contains 0 or more abstract methods. So that's the answer to this. It's not necessary, right? Because it's said in the definition. If it contains at least one abstract method, then it is must that we declare that class as abstract. Now let's take an example. So I created an abstract class here also and in this one also, but here you see one error already, so I would use this one. So this is an abstract class with no abstract methods. We tried to extend this one. We created an object of child c and there is no error, right? You could have tried to do parent p equals to new child also. There also you would not be able to see any error. Now difference between abstract class and interface. I think this is very common, and this question is ongoing since Java 5. So the difference is really simple. With abstract class, we signify using abstract keyword, interface as interface keyword. Subclasses can extend an abstract class, right? But subclasses has to implement using implement keyword, and here extend keyword. Abstract classes can have implemented methods and 0 or more abstract methods, like we discussed in the last question. Since Java 8, interfaces can have default and static methods. That's a new addition. We can extend only one abstract class, but we can implement multiple interfaces. Also, you can use extend and implement both at once. Now, when do you favor abstract class over interface? I think this is the following question after this one. So answer would be depending on a developer perspective also, but according to me, I think it's almost impossible to add a new method on a published interface. Let's say you have an application, it's deployed in production, and it's a very big project, let's say a banking project. So if you have interfaces there, obviously you will have interfaces there. That's considered as published interfaces. So it will be really hard to add a new method without altering the existing functionality. I know Java 8 has provided new methods, but still there will be a lot of difficulties. So it's really better to use abstract classes when evolution is a concern, when you want your code to be extensible or you want it to be modified in future. Obviously every code gets modified, so it's better to use abstract classes, right? If you have too many methods inside the interface, you are creating pain for all its implementation. Consider providing an abstract class for default implementation, and this has been done by our JDK also. If you just have a look at array list and list implementation, you will see the clarity there. Now, what is the abstract method? Array list and list implementation, right? Yep. What is the abstract method in Java? I think that's really simple. An abstract method is a method without a body. So we just declare it there, and we want our extended like a child class to be providing. We want that class to provide the body. So we just declare the method without defining it and use abstract keyword to signify that this is a abstract method. All methods declared inside Java interface is by default abstract. So let's take an example. So this is our abstract method. In my child class, I implemented this method and I did call this out to print hello. Now the last question, can an abstract class contain the main method in Java? Yes. How? Main method is just another static method, right? And you can execute the abstract class with the main method until you don't create any instance. So let's take an example here. I created an abstract class, I created a static method, and I printed out hello, and it's printed. So it's not like you cannot have non-abstract methods inside abstract classes, because abstract classes are considered as partial abstraction and interfaces are considered as full abstraction. Now it would be debatable after Java 8, but that is the agenda behind abstract class. So this is all for this video. I would thank you for watching this video till the end, and if you really like the content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I would meet you in the next video. I hope you will have a good day. Stay safe and bye bye.